From Murphy Center on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University, welcome to the Blue Cross State Basketball Championships. Today in the boys Class A final, it's 30-4 Perry County against 27-3 Friendship Christian. Hi everybody, Mark Howard along with the coach Ron Bargatze. We are thrilled to bring you this mid-state showdown. And coach, more interesting when you talk about the storylines, both coaches with state championship experience as players.
Absolutely. You have the upstart in Friendship Christian, but you have Cleve Harris, who's been around for a while and has that 1979 Memphis East State Championship under his belt. Kirk Haston, he was here and got beat in the Heartbreak Hotel on a missed shot from the baseline in 96. In 97, he came back as the MVP and won the whole thing.
So pretty good pedigree. Let's take a gander at the key players of the game. For the Commanders, what about that multi-sport star, Dalton Patterson?
Oh, absolutely. He's a kind of a key guy in there, does it all, somewhat of a trigger man, but he's got a good supporting cast around him.
And let's check out their starting lineups. The other player to watch is obviously Mark Sandoval, number 22. Another football player, Drew Hutchison, is the man in the middle. Now, for more on Friendship Christian, here's Coach Harris with Jonathan Hutton.
Joined now by Friendship Christian head coach Cleve Harris. And coach, this is your school's first time here in a state championship game. What'd you tell your guys before this one?
I told them to just settle down and have fun. That's the number one thing. First trip here, I want these guys to understand basketball is just a fun sport. And when we're having fun, we're playing great. So, I can see it in their eyes now. So they're really ready to go.
And I know it'll be a lot more fun if you guys can come out on top. So what are some keys to coming out on top against this Perry County team?
Some of the things is they do a great job of pushing the ball up the court. They're extremely disciplined, well coached. So when we get, first of all, we got to get back on the break. We got to make sure we get the ball stopped, and we got to make them play our half-court defense. The other thing that we got to do is push smart. We had like 19 turnovers the last game, 20 turnovers the game before that, and that's been the real point of emphasis, is taking care of the ball against a well-coached Perry County team.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Friendship Christian head coach Cleve Harris.
Thank you, Chad Withrow. And now for the Vikings, they are led by a player that we could say is the son of a gunner.
He sure is. Mike Rhodes had a lot of success as a player back in the mid-'70s, won two straight state championships. He was also MVP. His son, Cannon, has that same characteristic. He can knock it down from outside.
Here's the starting five for Perry County. Rhodes, their point guard, Hill, somebody to watch, and also Jacob Tucker, another good player up front. And for more on this very talented Vikings team, here's Coach Kirk Haston.
Joined now by Perry County head coach Kirk Haston. And Coach, you've been here as a player. What was it like on the other side of the locker room as the head coach this time? What did you tell your players before this championship game?
I just told them that they deserve this moment. They've earned it. This moment's not bigger than they are, and just approach it and keep applying the same basic principles that's gotten us here, and not try to do anything outside of what we can usually do.
I know you did a lot of film study going into this game. What are some keys as you get ready for Friendship Christian?
Well, you have to contain Sandoval. He's really tough. They're a really disciplined team offensively. They know what they run, and they run it really well. So we're really going to have to communicate well on defense, because they know exactly what they want to get, and they usually get it.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.
Guys?
All right, thanks a lot. And now let's check out the Governor's Highway Safety keys to the game. First of all, Coach, what will it take for Friendship Christian to win this game?
They want to play it slower, want to play maybe in the low 50s, and they've got to stop Jacob Tucker. We'll talk a lot about him tonight, because this guy's a phenomenal all-around athlete.
As for the Vikings?
Well, Vikings got to make a few threes. They depend on Cannon Rhodes is going to shoot about 7 or 8 threes minimum, and of course they've got to control the boards against a little bit smaller Friendship Christian Commandos.
And the Governor's Highway Safety Officer reminding you not to drink and drive. When we come back, starting lineups in the opening tip from Murphy Center here in Murfreesboro.
The 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive. And by your local Tennessee Public Television stations, proud host of the 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championship.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music.
I see spaceships.
I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
There are many reasons why 96% of First Tennessee customers would recommend us. Here are a few.
Well, what I love about First Tennessee is that everybody knows me when I walk through the door.
They actually get excited when they see you walk into the branch, and I love that.
They can't stop me from singing the praises of my bank.
Would I go anywhere else? Absolutely not.
I'm a 96.
I'm a 96.
I'm a 96.
Are you a 96?
Come see why 96% of our customers would recommend us.
Just about ready for the Class A championship. Let's listen in on the starting lineups.
Garrett Hill. In the front court for the Commanders, number 2, Allen Heaston. At guard for the Vikings, 22, Cannon Rose. At guard for Friendship Christian, number 5, Dalton Patterson. At a guard position for Perry County, 42, Taylor Dibb. The center for the Commanders, 21, Drew Hutchison. And forward for Perry County, 43, Jacob Tucker. And at forward for Friendship Christian, 22, Mark Sandoval. The center for Perry County, 52, Matt Gilboa. The head coach for Friendship Christian is Cleve Harris. The Commanders beating Chattanooga Grace and McEwen last evening are 27-3. The head coach for Perry County High School, Kirk Haston. The Vikings beating Wartburg Central and Lake County are now 30-4.
All right, you see Cleve Harris, the coach of Friendship Christian, imploring his Commanders. First state championship appearance for Friendship Christian. Perry County's got quite a history.
Unbelievable.
And here are our game officials, Kenneth Beard, Gary Kennedy, and Tim Hackett.
Marcus started 57 years ago, 1955, when Little Linden did the first of 3 miracles in 3 straight state championships before classification, and it was Hoosiers 3 years in a row in Tennessee.
The opening tap controlled by Friendship Christian, but Dill has it for Perry County. Got Patterson on him. Tucker with his first touch. Man-to-man employed by Friendship Christian. Backing in, and on the turn, that's Matt Gilboa. Only been playing organized basketball for 5 years, and it's a good start for the Vikings. You see Friendship's Road beating Chattanooga Grace and McEwen.
Perry County starting in the zone defense.
Dalton Patterson off the mark, and right there for the carom is Taylor Dill, and here comes Perry County. For 3, Cannon Rhodes off the mark. But with the offensive rebound was Dill. And back up.
In Perry County, you kind of come out of the womb shooting. I mean, you've got to be a shooter if you live in Perry County. and any of the 5 guys will jack it up at any time.
Big contingent from Perry County, as you would imagine. Trying to pass it out of the corner. Dalton Patterson trying to make a move to the right. There's Sandoval with his first shot, and a fight for the rebound and out of bounds. Perry County, and there's Perry County beating Wartburg Central decisively in a 10-point win over defending state champion Lake County.
Yeah, and probably the favorite in Class Single A was Booker T. Washington. Lake County took care of, and that's a great story we'll talk more about as the game goes.
To the basket and getting fouled is Taylor Dell. So a first trip to the free throw line for Perry County. You see Coach Harris played on a state-winning championship team, Ronnie, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and then spent several years at Christ Presbyterian CPA, and so having played at East, state champions, having worked at CPA for several years, state champions. Here he is trying to cover all 3 classifications today.
Drew Hutchinson drew the foul. First minute of play here at Murphy Center. Another good crowd for the Class A state championship game. That's Hunter Anderson, number 0, handling the ball, and Patterson gets it back and scores in the paint.
That may be the real downfall for the Perry County zone, is splitting that defense from out front, getting into the high post area, as he did just there.
And Kirk Haston to play for Bob Knight. Coach Knight doesn't love that zone defense, but Kirk said, don't tell him I'm using it. Inside it goes. On the turn, Gilboy, and some contact, and the ball will go over to Friendship Christian.
Nice double down on defense by FC Friendship Christian School there, as they doubled down from outside, gave Gilboy a little bit of a crowded look in there from the low post.
Sandoval had a look inside, and again they're going to try to be very patient with this zone. The interior pass went off the hands of Hutchinson and out of bounds, so the first turnover of the night for Friendship Christian. And by the way, the Commanders won state championships in football, volleyball, as you see the throng. Little handoff to Tucker, and he gets the roll.
Jacob Tucker, a legendary quarterback. The last 2 years, he's thrown for 1,000,000 yards down there, lots of touchdowns, going to University of North Alabama as a quarterback.
Terry Bowden used to coach there. Sandoval with the penetration, loses the handle as he tried to get it out to Houston. And back in transition and converting is Taylor Dell. So a 7-2 lead early on for Perry County. And Cleve Harris says, we need a little discussion here. Doesn't like what he's seeing out there.
Well, number one thing he wants to do is stop the quick offense. And Perry County gets it out and goes, because they've got three or four guys in that starting lineup. As you see Tucker make the nice pass down court there. Dill with a nice finish. Dill, number 2 in his class. 5 seniors on Perry County starting team. 3 of them are top 10 in their class. A cerebral Perry County Viking team.
Wow, you come armed to the teeth. And Dill, according to his coach, Kirk Haston, has played his best basketball the last 4 or 5 games, had a career high 22 in a key sub-state game. Getting those high grades on the basketball court as well.
One thing that Dill does is when they get a lot of pressure out front, he has the ability to come down and put the ball into play from the point guard position.
Early going of the first quarter. Perry County out to a quick 5-point lead. And nailing that three-pointer, Hunter Anderson came into the game averaging just over 6 points a game. Has not had a great postseason in terms of point production. And the fight for the rebound, Sandoval battling with Jacob Tucker. And it will go over to Friendship Christian.
As this game develops, you'll see number 43, Jacob Tucker. He's everywhere. Gets on the boards. He can play point guard. He posts up, he plays the back line of the zone, and one thing Perry County's defense has got to do is find those shooters. Last time down, the three kind of changed the momentum of the game.
Houston getting the handoff. Anderson inside. Patterson, the arching shot. No good, but Houston gets the offensive rebound. And the foul over the back. So good offensive rebounding by the Commanders, have them in a position to at least tie the game on this possession.
Well, you got to watch Houston. One of the problems here is that Houston is very active behind that zone. He is a threat to get lots of offensive rebounds.
Foul on Gilboy. Sandoval working down low, and on the turn he scores. With Taylor Dill wearing him, he still ties the game. Man-to-man defense this time by Friendship Christian, and breaking loose, Garrett Hill.
Garrett Hill doesn't get the most publicity on this team, but he is really a key factor. He fills in all the gaps for his teammates.
Broke loose for 9 points against Lake County. Patterson misses everything, and coming away with it is Cannon Rhodes.
Rhodes a little quiet so far. Sandoval picking him up everywhere.
And taking a look and trying to get inside is Jacob Tucker. And it looks like Houston got a piece of him.
Key matchup defensively with Houston guarding Tucker. Tucker is so competitive and strong, he's going to give Houston all he can handle. Houston's very quick and a little bit taller.
Houston's first, the team's second. Garrett Hill, considered one of their best defensive players. I'm talking about Perry County. Pass inside to Tucker. Moving in. Tries to get the follow. It's wrestled away by Patterson, who brings it back the other way. Patterson pushing tempo. Maneuvers in the lane. Houston on the turn. He's got it. So Allen Houston ties it again at 9-9. Hill with the penetration move.
Cleve Harris says we want to keep it slow, kind of keep the tempo down. That time, nice job of pushing it down. Secondary break gets it into Houston there, and you watch him convert.
Tucker for three, in the cylinder and out. Gilboy with the rebound. Hands it back out. And Cannon Rhodes with his first shot. And here's Sandoval bringing it up. Friendship Christian with a chance to jump back in the lead. Nice drive, weaving through traffic, but missing was Easton.
Yesterday in Perry County's game, they gave up a lot of dribble penetration from out front against Lake County, but were able to hang on to him by 10.
I think Taylor Dill was so surprised he was that wide open, he took some steps. And coming into the game is Justin Edney, third turnover for the Vikings. And Coach Hastings just trying to calm his team down.
Edney only a junior, and but you got to watch him because the other guys get a lot of attention. He can crank up the three himself.
Yeah, he's a good shooter, gives them instant offense. In a 9-9 game, heading into the final 90 seconds of the first quarter. Patterson cross-court to Sandoval, who's moving on Hill. And off balance and missed, but there for the follow is Sandoval. Third chance, got it, and the foul. So big Mark Sandoval.
A lot of strength in there, and you know, always the coaches watch out for their zone defenses. We watch Friendship Christian work the boards here. Sandoval finishing it off, has a chance for the and one. But you've got to blocking out in the zone defense, always a problem. That time Perry County gave up 2 offensive rebounds, and the last one was a killer.
And he missed the free throw. That's 2 fouls, by the way, on Jacob Tucker.
That could be a big, big factor, as Tucker, again, their trigger man, kind of does it all. He's not only the quarterback on the football team, but he pretty much quarterbacks this team emotionally.
Well, Edney gets out of trouble. They still haven't gotten it across the line. There's Edney. As the safety valve for 3, in and out. Rolled around the cylinder and came out. And here's Dalton Patterson. And we'll see what the plan is here as we come up on a minute to go. Sandoval, unforced error. It looked like it went off. Yeah, it did. It is a turnover. Sandoval had 11 turnovers in the quarterfinal. Will actually stay with Friendship Christian. So it went off of somebody from Perry County, and down low, the foul is whistled, and it looks like Matt Gilboy will pick it up.
Sandoval sometimes is a victim of his own ability to see the entire court, and sometimes he might have the tendency to force the pass in between two defenders.
Second foul on Gilboy, so already Perry County has some foul issues. You wonder if Friendship Christian will hold?
Yeah, they'll hold because we've seen them against McEwen last night. Held it for almost 4 minutes because Cleve Harris had some guys in foul trouble. Worked out to be great strategy.
Hunter Watts also in the game, number 12. Well, it looks like they're going to spread it out and take one shot. Friendship Christian ahead 11-9 after a 7-2 lead early on by Perry County. Patterson directing traffic. Patterson moving on Hill. But there's the shot from Sandoval, misses everything. And that's the end of the quarter. So 1 in the books. Friendship Christian leading Perry County for the Class A state championship. 11-9 here at Murphy Center in Murfreesboro.
When people think about East Tennessee, they think about mountains, fall football, and of course community. That's why Home Federal Bank has teamed up with East Tennessee PBS to present this year's Be More Awards. It's a way we can recognize the people and organizations that help make each one of our communities such special places. So join Home Federal in celebrating the 2012 Be More Awards on East Tennessee PBS.
Hi, I'm Jeff Calkins, columnist for the Commercial Appeal. I'd like to congratulate all the teams that have made it to the Tennessee State Championships. It's funny, the dream of so many young kids is to make it to the NBA, but when you ask NBA players when they had the most fun playing basketball, they'll invariably tell you it was in high school. High school kids play for the joy of it, not the paychecks. High school kids really do care about the names on the fronts of their jerseys. High school kids listen to their coaches. High school kids have to go to class. And if high school kids don't maintain an appropriate grade point average, they take a seat in the bleachers with the rest of us. There are rewards for all this, of course, beyond the fleeting moments of glory. Studies have shown that student athletes tend to have lower dropout rates and fewer disciplinary problems than other students. They learn lessons that serve them forever. And that's why it's such a privilege for us at Tennessee Public Television to team up with the TSSAA to bring you every one of the championship games. They're the essence of what sports should still be. And to all the students, the parents, and their coaches, a hearty congratulations.
Public television has always been a part of my life. I'm Steve Heyman, and I was your typical young viewer of Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers. Over the years, I've helped raise money for my local station. Now, as a businessman, I'm a sponsor of the programming and activities that are so important to our area. Today, I'm a very happy viewer enjoying watching local teams participate in the TSSAA championships from the comfort of my home. Thank you to the Tennessee Channel and the Tennessee Public Television stations for bringing us quality, entertaining, educational, and family programming.
Start of the second quarter here at Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. Friendship Christian leading in the Class A state championship game 11-9. Mark Howard along with the coach Ron Bargatze. Let's go to the third member of our crew, Chad Withrow.
Like Kendall Poole from the Governor's Highway Safety Office. Kendall, you guys have been a longtime partner of the TSSAA. Why is it important to be involved in high school athletics?
Well, we always love to be involved everywhere across the state, but critically with the TSSAA, we're reaching the communities and the student athletes that we need to reach across the state with safe driving messages, the booze it and lose it message, the click it or ticket message, and of course all the distracted driving messages.
And what is that main message you want to get across to the good people of Tennessee?
Well, our mission is to reduce crashes and save lives in the state of Tennessee, and we've reduced, along with all of our partners, fatalities to the tune of 33% over the last 7 years. And you think about that, that's unbelievable. But our goal is to continue to reduce those fatalities. And now we're into the spring driving season. We just want to make sure that everybody gets behind the wheel, is responsible, and makes good decisions and good choices.
Thanks a lot, Kendall.
Thank you, Chad.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Chad, and inbounding the ball, Austin DeFevers. He is the starting center on the football team.
Looks the part.
Yes, he does. Burly fella. So Friendship Christian with the lead and the ball. Houston over to Dalton Patterson, who misses the shot. And back the other way is Tucker with 2 fouls.
Coach Cleve Harris has accomplished one thing, no points for Cannon Rhodes on a 17-point average.
And Hill got out of the trap, got it down low to Tucker. And again, there's Hill wide open. Back iron. Tap back by Tucker. Good play. And Dill secures it. Little penetration, scoop. And he'll go to the free throw line. So Taylor Dill, as we mentioned, playing really well of late. And he's also one of their 2 best defenders. But considered by the coach the glue guy.
Nice job. Taylor Dill with the left hand. Kind of protects the ball and doesn't get it to go, but does draw the 2-shot foul.
And Houston with 2 now.
Foul trouble may be the early story here with Gilboy, Tucker, and Houston all with 2.
Still going with the playoff beard. Kind of a hockey mentality. 1-point game.
Gilboy must have been in that mentality since November.
Trying to break the pressure there, Hunter Anderson. There's DeFevers. You don't figure him to be a long-range shooter. And now Anderson directing traffic. Hunter Watts in the game. And taking the shot is Anderson for 3. So Hunter Anderson, who averaged just over 6 points a game, looking pretty good now with a triple, and it gives Friendship Christian a 4-point lead.
Perry County's going to have to not be so flat on the front of that zone. He now has made them alter their approach to how they play it.
Cannon Rhodes could not find a shot. So Tucker looked to go backdoor with Rhodes, but a good overplay there. And now Tucker trying to find a route by the baseline. Back out to Hill for 3, no good. A fight for the rebound. Good hustle by Hill to a wide open Rhodes for 3. So right now going through a little bit of a cold streak is Perry County. And they got to be careful not to get too frustrated. So a timeout called by Friendship Christian. 4-point lead, 5:56 to go in the second quarter. And Ronnie, go faster, fly higher, get closer to nature. It's usually you playing golf, but from the most remote corners of the world to your own backyard, nature on this PBS station. Oh, look at that snake. Anyway, 14-10 in favor of Friendship Christian. And when you talk about high school athletics, Ronnie, and you get into who some of these players are, how important is it, or how much do you factor in? They're on a lot of these kids are on a state championship football team. There are types of athletes, and a lot of these kids are winners.
Absolutely. They learned to win at Friendship Christian. They did it in football. That attitude and that mentality, the culture, is very contagious. And these guys are playing like they expect to win. And I attribute that a lot to their second-year coach, Cleve Harris, who is really a basketball guru. He's taught a lot of kids individual lessons over the years, and really a great catch for Friendship Christian to get him on staff. little man-to-man defense there by Perry County now.
So they come out of their zone. And playing the point man a little soft. Patterson working it. Friendship Christian very content to be patient. They don't mind if they slow the tempo down.
Could have a real matchup there with the crafty Sandoval.
Patterson, the drive and the stop and the conversion.
Sandoval against Tucker is a problem, but Patterson is stroking it from downtown, taking it to the basket. He's giving you the entire
6-point lead and a nice steal there. Jumping in is Watts.
I would call that a critical play because the momentum is certainly in the Commanders' favor, and that would have really contributed to that momentum.
And this is Watts, who's only scored 3 points here in the States, but you can see that he plays defense. And he got that steal right there, but still, the ball goes back to Friendship Christian. But Hunter Watts making a contribution.
Perry County dragging a little bit, heads down a little bit, down 6. You know, the missed 3, maybe a little bit of a quick 3 there by Cannon Rhodes.
Hunter Anderson. And in the pass, well, turnover for Friendship Christian. But Anderson, if he gets into foul trouble, that's one of the things that can happen to the Commanders.
Well, that time Sandoval setting the screen kind of made himself a little wider than he actually was and drew the foul away from the basket. Perry County in need of a real positive stroke here as they were up 7-2 since that time. Quite a run for the Commanders.
Officials are at the scorer's table, I guess, trying to sort some things out.
Had that deal with some sort of substitution question there.
So when we resume, Perry County will have the ball.
A little full court pressure. They like to double team out of it.
Edney back in the game, by the way, and out of a trap. Rhodes down to Edney. The restart, Rhodes again for 3. And they call the foul, and he'll shoot 3. Jumping out to get him was Mark Sandoval. A first foul and an ill-advised one on top of it.
Sometimes when you have a three-point shooter, even if he's not really hot, he controls a lot of the attitudes in the game because you have to cheat to get to him. You know, Sandoval that time a little bit of a push there, and Sandoval knocks him down and helps him up.
So Cannon Rhodes, as you mentioned, his father Mike, state tournament MVP in 1976 and 77, and of course went on to have a great career at Vanderbilt.
And I think the Cannon Rhodes' inability to make a shot has carried over. Usually a very good free throw shooter, and he's got 2 more.
But the good thing for Perry County is he has a shooter's conscience, which is none. He's not going to be deterred by a lot of missed shots, as you saw him miss there. In the game is Drew Hutchinson, one of the starters. Watts almost has it stripped away, and it is by Rhodes, but Watts gets it back, and a floor burn to boot. And they call the foul here, I believe, on Rhodes. That's 5 on the team, first for Rhodes. That looked like a football play. They were scrambling after a loose ball, a fumble.
I think Cannon got him as he was leaving the fray there.
Senior Hunter Anderson, the man at the wheel for Friendship Christian. Had a cutter and Patterson turned it down. Instead, he takes the shot. Comes out back iron. Nice save. And Watts will hang on to it, but a backcourt violation. Up and back. So possession goes to Perry County. Kirk Haston. Pretty good basketball history for him as a player. Mr. Basketball in 1997, and as Ronnie said, after a heartbreaking ending to 96, he came back and led Perry County to the state title in 97. Went on to have a terrific career at Indiana under Bob Knight and his successor Mike Davis. And the best players to come out of the mid-state in the last 25 years, I'm sure you would agree, Ron.
Absolutely.
Edney to Hill. Tucker trying to find somebody open. It's Hill who drives, and Garrett Hill will go to the free throw line. You wondered if he was going to be a little out of control, but that wasn't the case. Now, he did not score against Wartburg in the quarterfinals, but had a good game against Lake County, had 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists.
Well, great job on defense by Friendship Christian there as they were rotating against the penetration attempt by Perry County. And, 14-3 run over the past 5.5, 6 minutes here has really put Perry County kind of in the behind the 8 ball.
Well, 2 of 7 free throw shooting hasn't helped either. 2 of 8. They've missed 6 free throws. They're down 6 points.
And they sure made them down the stretch against Lake County yesterday.
So we get past the halfway point. Dalton Patterson got pushed on the hip. It looks like Garrett Hill will be the guilty party.
Well, Garrett Hill had the offensive player out of control, and that's when you don't want to reach in and bail the guy out.
6 on the team, first on Hill. Six-point lead for Friendship Christian. The Commanders with the ball, controlling the tempo of this game. Just slow-paced.
Yeah, they love to play with the lead, and they're using a little clock here. A lot of coaches signal thumbs down there, run your offense, but we're not taking anything but the layup shot, or if someone has a great opportunity, we'll go for it.
Aaron Johnson in the game has seen limited minutes so far in this state championship. And again, they're spreading it out, and they're getting Perry County to come out after him. Dalton Patterson, outstanding football player, wide receiver for that state championship team. Watts passes up the 3, goes in the corner and lets fly. And right there for the follow is Aaron Johnson. We talk about turning up the right card. Cleve Harris brings in a seldom used substitute, and he chips in, and it's an 8-point lead for Friendship Christian. Tucker, little hook shot.
That sure broke the drought there, and couldn't have come at a better time for the Vikings.
Using glass, and it cuts the deficit to 6.
That shot resembled maybe those mid-50s teams that Linden had there, the running hook.
That's a YMCA shot. Dalton Patterson with less than a minute to go, moving on Hill. Kicks it back out. Watts, the head fake, the tip ball, and it's stolen away by Gilboy. Nice play. Dill kicks it back out. Rhodes wide open for 3. Front iron no good. He's still ice cold. And the final minute sees Friendship Christian walking it up with a 6-point lead.
That Perry County's defense has got to be aggressive here, but if they're not careful, you're going to get a backdoor play and an easy layup, because they're not totally committed to waiting for the last shot if a great one shows up.
They will try to lull you to sleep, and Hill playing close defense on Dalton Patterson. Ooh. Flying by was Hill, trying to pick Dalton Patterson's pocket. Wide open is Watts. He'll take the 3. Irons out, and a save unsuccessful. And Perry County with 7 seconds left. Tucker's looking for Rhodes. They kick it out. It's Dill for the 3. And no good. So Taylor Dill's three-pointer hits the back iron and jumps on top of the backboard as the first half ends 18-12 in favor of Friendship Christian. So the Commanders have to like their position going into the locker room, leading. Now let's go down to Chad Withrow and Coach Harris.
Coach, you told me before the game you wanted to slow it down, control tempo. You lead 18-12 at halftime. I got to think you're pretty happy.
I am pretty happy with the score. I'm still a little bit disappointed in my team and decision making. We're taking a lot of long shots early, and I want to work the ball a little bit. I want the clock to run a little bit before we take that next shot. And my guys right now, we're having a hard time. I call it a failure to communicate, but we'll get that straight here, and we'll come back and do a better job.
Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half. It's Coach Cleve Harris, guys.
All right, I've had that a few times with my kids. Anyway, we're headed to halftime. 18-12, Friendship Christian over Perry County for the Class A state championship game. We will send you back to your local PBS stations.
Exciting basketball action right here from Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. Hi, I'm Becky McGurr, the CEO of WCTE in Cookeville, one of your PBS stations.
And I'm Sonia Higginbotham, membership manager at WCTE as well in Cookeville. Glad you are here with us, joining us tonight.
We know we appreciate you tuning in and watching these championship games. We hope that you'll take this moment and pledge to your public television station. Just call the number you see on your screen, and your membership dollars will go to help bring this kind of incredible programming to you.
That's right, Becky. And, you know, when you pledge those membership dollars, they stay at your local station. So even though we're broadcasting statewide this afternoon and tonight, then when you call in your membership to your local station, then that money stays right there and the programming goes right back into your own community area.
That's right. We're fortunate to have 6 PBS stations in the state, and each station is in a community as a community licensee to represent you. There's all sorts of great programming that we do collectively, but also great programming that we do locally within our own community, as well as incredible community engagement activities. So take this moment, become a member of your PBS station. Right, Sonia?
That's right, Becky. Just look at that number that's going across the bottom of your screen tonight and call that number. We'll have, some friendly operators there just waiting to speak to you, take your information, see what you're interested in, and they'll be happy to talk with you and get that membership for you lined up. So just call that number now and call in your support.
Hello, I'm Paul Grove. We are proud to be able to share with our community this year's Tennessee High School Basketball Championships. WTCI and PBS stations across the country are America's largest classroom, and we believe sports play a vital role in the learning process. WTCI's mission is to educate, engage, and inspire, and high school sports do just that, rallying our communities behind our youth as they strive to be more. So enjoy the games.
This is Gary Parrish, the national college basketball columnist at CBSSports.com and host of the Gary Parrish Show on 92.9 FM ESPN in Memphis, which means I have 2 jobs that require me to write and talk about college and professional basketball players, which means soon enough I'm going to be writing and talking about a lot of the guys in this TSSAA state tournament, which is why I'd like to offer a sincere congratulations to all the teams that made it and say thank you to the TSSAA and the Tennessee Channel for teaming up to bring this event to homes across the state.
You know, the Tennessee Channel is one of those opportunities that we have to showcase our work right across the state at all of the PBS stations, Sonia.
That's right, Becky. You know, each public television station across the state submits their programming to the Tennessee Channel, and then there's a special block of that you're able to enjoy. So, look for that next time that you're channel surfing and looking for something to watch, and tune in to what we have provided for you and your enjoyment.
Each Saturday and Sunday. Now, those thank you gifts that you see when we put that information up, are fantastic opportunities for you to showcase your support of your team that are in these TSSAA championship, and it also showcases your support of your PBS station. We hope that you'll take advantage of one of those opportunities, but if you really need to pledge at a different level, each station has a basic membership, and any amount that you can pledge is a wonderful way to vote for this kind of great programming. So we hope that you will take this moment, go to the phone, call the number on your screen, and support your PBS station. We are thrilled to be bringing you TSSAA Championship Sports. And Sonia, we've had 3 weekends of great basketball activity right here from Murfreesboro.
That's right. We started out at David Lipscomb University the first weekend, and that was really great coverage there and wonderful basketball. And then, of course, last weekend and this weekend, we've been here in Murphy Center and enjoyable games. And I can't get over all the crowd spirit, everything that's going on. So it's been a great experience for me, I know, because I've loved watching the athletes.
Well, they're championship athletes. Everybody that makes it to this level of play have really strived to be here, and you can be a part of this exciting action by becoming a member of your PBS station. We are thrilled to be bringing this to you in your home, and we hope that you'll register a vote for this kind of programming by calling your station now. The number is on your screen. Thank you.
Thank you.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music. I see spaceships. I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
There are many reasons why 96% of First Tennessee customers would recommend us. Here are a few.
Well, what I love about First Tennessee is that everybody knows me when I walk through the door.
They actually get excited when they see you walk into the branch, and I love that.
They can't stop me from singing the praises of my bank.
Would I go anywhere else? Absolutely not.
I'm a 96.
I'm a 96.
I'm a 96.
Are you a 96?
Come see why 96% of our customers would recommend us.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the TSSAA network, go to TSSAAnetwork.com/SBP.
Friendship Christian leading Perry County at halftime of the Class A state championship game here at Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. Mark Howard along with the coach Ron Bargatze. And Coach, right now as we check out the highlight package, Friendship Christian playing good defense on the other end.
Well, they've done exactly what you want your team to do. Cannon Rhodes has no points.
And Matt Gilboy with that early shot.
Yep. And that great pass by Jacob Tucker there, and a nice finish by Taylor Dill.
On the other side, Hunter Anderson nailing that three, their point guard. So Anderson's been fearless. And you look at the stats, Friendship Christian with the edge in field goal percentage and second chance points.
Second chance points, 6 points for Friendship Christian on the offensive boards. That represents the deficit Perry County has right now.
All right. With those stats, let's now go to Chad Withrow, who's with Coach Haston.
Joined by Perry County head coach Kirk Haston. Coach, you trail 18-12 at halftime. What do you do to generate more offense here in the second half?
Well, I thought what we did in the first half was pretty effective. I mean, we just missed 5 or 6 really good looks, and we missed 7 foul shots. So, we were kind of our own worst enemy the first half. Hopefully the law of averages will come back our way, and we'll start hitting some of the shots that we normally do.
Defensively, do you pick up the pressure against Friendship Christian and try to get the ball back and get it going in your favor? Yeah, we extended it a little bit in the second quarter and came out in man-to-man a little bit more. And, I think that helped. I mean, they were a really good team. We held them to 18, which that's usually a good thing, except when you score 12. Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half. That's Perry County head coach Kirk Haston.
All right, when we come back, start of the third quarter, Friendship Christian riding a 6-point lead.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music. I see spaceships. I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Ready to go in the third quarter. Perry County will inbound. By the way, the Vikings ended the first half shooting 0 for 6. So we'll see if they can warm up here in the second half at Murphy Center for the Class A state championship game.
Perry County 0 for 10 from three-point range.
It'll be Dill with the inbound. And the aim for Perry County is obviously to get Cannon Rhodes going. Rhodes trying to work for his shot, picks it out. Hill passes it up. Tucker again, they're jumping out at Rhodes, Ronnie.
Yeah, that's the scouting report. Stay on his right hand.
And the pass inside deflected by Sandoval. Here's Anderson coming away with it.
When you're frustrated, you force passes like that in sometime, and it only contributes to the deficit.
And on the overplay, they got the steal. 5 turnovers for the Vikings. And they're still going with the rope-a-dope. Easton back in the game. Going a little bit of foul trouble. Hutchison jumping out. Not much of a threat to shoot a 3.
Running their flex offense here. Nice way of controlling possession of the basketball and waiting for a defensive breakdown.
Dalton Patterson splits the 2 defenders and misses inside. Gilboy with the rebound, and here come the Vikings. Garrett Hill operating in traffic. Now takes it inside and initiates contact, and he gets the foul. I believe it's on Patterson. No, it's on Anderson. Hunter Anderson with his first foul. Rhodes with a good look. And he misses again. Easton with the rebound, the long carom. Back in transition, but losing it was Anderson. Gets it back on the floor and calls a quick timeout. Heads up play by the Commanders point guard.
Mark, you do a great job in hockey. I mean, they go to the boards and win those scrums, and that shows up in the final show.
All right, Antiques Roadshow, real people sharing real stories with real experts, one treasure at a time. Don't miss the all-new season of Antiques Roadshow on this PBS station. So when we resume, Friendship Christian will have the ball here in the first minute of the third quarter. Still a 6-point lead for the Commanders. Great turnout here at Murphy Center. And as you would imagine, both teams brought big crowds.
Lobelville, Linden, void of any human beings right now.
Dalton Patterson trap. Back out to Sandoval. And jumping in, going for the steal was Hill, but he got a lot of flesh. But it belonged to Mark Sandoval's right arm. Second foul on Hill. Trying to crash through that screen.
Perry County has got to create some offense with their defense. That's what Garrett Hill was trying to do there, and it's pretty ominous to have 12 points at this stage of the game for a program steeped in offensive production.
The handoff to Patterson, nice bounce pass low. Was intended for Austin DeFevers. You can purchase a DVD copy of any of the Division I or Division II Blue Cross Bowl Championship basketball games. Log on to TSSAA and look for the green Buy Now button. And a turnover, and Friendship Christian gets it back. Up 6. And in possession of the ball.
Story of this game to this point.
And a foul called on Sandoval.
Sandoval just kind of wiped out Jacob Tucker there as he drew the foul. But Friendship defense has been exceptionally good.
That's 3 on Sandoval, and now you wonder if Cleve Harris is going to have to take him from the game. Dill dribbles into the corner. Again, they're trying to find a shot for Cannon Rhodes. Will he create his own? He's trying. He airballs it. And there's got to be a lot of frustration there for Cannon Rhodes. A senior makes the championship game, and he wants to win. Heaston on the other end misses. Gilboy can't handle it. Sandoval misses on the rebound, but gets it back. Sandoval back up, and he'll shoot some free throws. So Mark Sandoval, a rugged forward for Friendship Christian, who averages just under 11 points a game, but has had a really good postseason. First 10 points and 12 rebounds against Chattanooga Grace, and then had a huge 21-point, 10-rebound performance last night against McEwen. 2 fouls on, it has to be a frustrated Cannon Rhodes.
Well, that play was a microcosm of this game, as Friendship Christian had 3 rebounders to 1 against for Perry County. Perry County looking to get out on the quick offense, but got to have possession first.
And a foul called, and it will go against Perry County. I'm sorry, it will go against Friendship Christian. 4 on Sandoval. That's his. And now Cleve Harris has no choice but to sit down, perhaps his best player. So a major opportunity here for Perry County.
Sandoval, Mr. Versatility for that team, and but they still are sticking with their pressing defense, their game plan.
And down low, the pass is deflected out of bounds. Sam Lancaster, number 23 in the game for Friendship Christian. So Cleve Harris going deep into his bench to try to buttress this lead. Right passed out to Hill. Tucker beating the double team nicely. Going glass and cutting it to 4. There's the long pass to Lancaster, and he gives it back up, and Hunter Anderson will restart this offense.
Anderson's going to have to play the role that Sandoval and he himself normally will share with Sandoval on the bench with 4 fouls, though. He's got to be the man out front.
Friendship Christian has missed some chippies. There's Heaston cutting to the basket. Nice pass from DeFevers.
And a great cut by Heaston that time. He's very quick.
Perry County quickly back, trying to quicken up the pace. Dill, nice spin move on Anderson, but the shot is rejected by DeFevers, who has definitely had an impact in this game. A deflection, and going up to get it was Garrett Hill.
We ought to take a look at that one. I thought Hill had the ball and had a defender knock him off balance in there, but he was called for the travel.
So Friendship Christian with it back. And another steal. There's Tucker for three. Off the mark. Offensive rebound by Gilboy. So with 3:46 to go in the third quarter, Perry County starting to feel it a little bit. Mark Sandoval, as Anderson picks up his second. Mark Sandoval, key player for Friendship Christian, on the bench with 4 fouls.
Well, you can see Perry County's frustration at least energize their defense. They're trying to get the ball back on defense, create some offense with that D.
Tucker out of a double team. Right wide open for three. Off the mark. Dill with the rebound. Stripped away. Here's Lancaster. Nice bounce pass to Anderson on the wing. Anderson, high dribble, got away with it, but misses the shot. Here comes Tucker back the other way on a 1-on-2. Early contact, so the basket won't be good. Only in the NBA do they allow continuation.
Hunter Anderson made a great play there. He wasting a foul to take away a basket in a low-scoring game. Not bad strategy.
So 3 fouls on Hunter Anderson. And suddenly, there's some major issues in terms of fouls with Friendship Christian, clinging tenuously to a 20-14 lead. Bottled up was Edney, and a timeout called. So still the lead remains 6 for Friendship Christian. It was Perry County calling the timeout to bail out Edney. But this is an opportunity now for the Vikings, not only to seize the momentum, but also the lead.
Well, what you would really want as we watch a recap of the earlier games today, and Drew Maddox and his CPA Lions get a big 14-point win in the championship game.
And we congratulate Coach Maddox for his first state championship as a coach, and a very well-played game. And then in the 3A game, a little backyard brawl, Memphis East prevailing over Memphis Central. Great game. Mustangs winning their first state title since 1996.
Great history there, you know, somewhat like the Perry County history, but Perry County tonight has got to get the ball on the post and get some things happening inside.
And Dill double dribbled. He hesitated when he was going to make the pass and tried to pull it back, and that wasn't happening.
Well, Kirk Hastings smiling over there because he's thinking to himself, you know, we're doing things in this game that we have not done before. And in a slower pace game, with each possession meaning more, that happens a lot of the time.
A pitcher's duel so far. Both teams have hit only 1 shot apiece so far this half. Friendship Christian 1 for 4. Perry County 1 for 7. Just keep waiting for Cannon Rhodes to make that first shot. But here's Patterson on his opposite number. Hill, nice drive to the rack. He didn't get it, but it might have been tapped out of bounds by Cannon Rhodes.
Great penetration there, and that's, you know, they'll lull you to, Friendship Christian will lull you to sleep with their spread offense, and then all of a sudden, boom, they've got someone going to the basket with the ball, and you've got to catch up on defense.
Hunter Watts moving on Cannon Rhodes. Austin DeFevers hasn't always played a lot, but he's been a key cog so far for Friendship Christian as they get the foul here. So that's Hill picking up the foul. 3 for Hill, 3 on the team.
A brilliant game plan by Cleve Harris as he's used the slower offense, very aggressive defense, trying to get high quality shots, and the 6-point lead with this low scoring game is pretty huge.
DeFevers up high with Tucker. Houston tried the spin move, lost control, and it goes out of bounds back to Perry County.
The spin move is not what Cleve Harris wants right now. He wants to take nothing but the sure thing.
7 turnovers for Friendship Christian. And another opportunity for Perry County to eat into that 6-point deficit. Tucker pulls up, short with the shot. And DeFevers pries away the rebound. Patterson pushing the pace. And he draws the block. And that's 4 fouls now on Garrett Hill.
Defense, Hill a little slow getting there. He's still moving. Excellent call by the official.
So Hill, one of their best defenders, will likely have to come out, as Dalton Patterson, who averaged 14 points during the season, had 7 points in the quarterfinal game, and 7 points, 2 assists, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists against McEwen.
6-12 gone in the third period, and the score for the third quarter, 3-2.
In and out. So Patterson only gets 1. And again, Cannon Rhodes, the big gun for Perry County. 2 fouls and no points. And Edney misses. Here comes Patterson. Fouled from behind by Edney. That could have been dangerous. Dalton Patterson will get up.
I believe that's the third. I think it's on Tucker. Now maybe that's his third for the night.
You are correct, sir. That's 3 on Tucker. So Jacob Tucker also in foul trouble.
Tucker using his great speed to catch up, but the feet got tangled and it was a trip.
Less than a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. And a turnover.
5
Before
seconds.
they could call the 5 seconds, yeah.
Well, what Kirk Haston wouldn't give for a three-pointer right here.
Something to get his team going. Dill moving on Patterson. Rhodes kicks it back out. Tucker, the head fake. The drive. Up in the air, no good. There for the follow is Dill. Matt Gilmore. It's only the second field goal of the quarter for Perry County and gets a deficit down to 5. Aaron Johnson back in the game. Here's Dalton Patterson, cut off trying to enter the paint.
Cleve Harris says, spread it out, guys. Here we go. When you're 5 down, third quarter coming to an end. Perry County has a lot of pressure on them defensively here, but they're going to set back and let it happen. If it were midway the fourth quarter, they would be coming out and trapping the ball.
$15 seconds. Patterson on the turn, air ball. And with 3.6 to go, Perry County has a chance to do something. They got to get it up court quickly.
They're going to have probably a 40-foot pass here. They get the 20-foot pass.
Here we go. Time running out. Tucker's going to have to heave it from half court, and he misses everything. So 3 quarters in the books. It's slowed down a lot in quarter number 3, and a 6-point lead for Friendship Christian is now a 5 going into the fourth and deciding quarter. 21-16 Commanders will be back. Buckle up for the fourth quarter of the Class A final here in Murfreesboro.
The 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive, and by your local Tennessee Public Television stations, proud host of the 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music.
I see spaceships. I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the TSSAA network, go to TSSAAnetwork.com/SBP.
Just about ready to start the fourth quarter here at Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. Friendship Christian leading Perry County 21-16 in the Class A state championship game. Mark Howard along with Ron Bargatze. And let's go to the third member of our crew, Chad Withrow.
Joined now by Catherine Smith from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. And Catherine, you guys have been a longtime partner of TSSAA. Why is it important to support high school athletics?
Well, we definitely have a mission at Blue Cross to support healthy, active lifestyles and to teach these young student athletes those commitment and discipline mission all the time is just really wonderful for us. So we're able to get them at a young age and instill those habits into their future years.
Now, I know you always have something fun going on with this event. What is the Fan Face-Off?
Fan Face-Off, of course, is to show school spirit, but it's all on Facebook this time around. So getting the conversation going amongst everyone, and all we're asking you to do is to go out to our Facebook page and vote for what school you're supporting. And the school with the most votes will win the $1,000 donation at the end of the week.
Sounds great. Guys, back to you.
All right, Chad. And Friendship Christian will have the ball to begin the quarter.
I'll tell you what, the Friendship Christian players have the look of a champion in their eye. They've got a very keen commitment to their game plan, and they've executed it perfectly.
Stat of the game, Perry County 0 for 15 from the three-point line. That is stunning.
And 1 assist for the day. That's also pretty stunning.
Hope you're enjoying these state championship games. It's been an exciting day so far. CPA and Memphis East already crowned. And you got Friendship Christian and Perry County vying for the big prize here in Class A. This game's still an open book. There's Heaston with the little underhand pass. Anderson circling in the lane. Bounce pass and a nice finish by DeFevers.
Well,
feeling DeFevers.
The score and the time dictate, and Perry County extended their defense, paid the price.
Here's Rhodes for 3. Another miss. Here's Patterson. The lead is 7. Dribbling out of trouble, but he got flicked by Dill.
Every miss by Cannon Rhodes, front rim misses.
And Garrett Hill with 4 fouls back in the game. Dill, that's his first. Team 6th. So Kirk Haston rolling the dice. Haston, by the way, biggest coaching influences, wouldn't surprise you. And a steal by Rhodes. Here's Hill. Tucker.
You better have Hoyt Kirk on that influence list. His grandfather, one of the all-time great coaches, Freed Hardman, one of the most awesome gentlemen I've ever known.
Rhodes spinning, and he finally finds it. So maybe that'll get Cannon Rhodes going.
Well, the medium game is going to be there for him. He hadn't scratched from downtown, but that was a nice play, and it probably gave him a lot of confidence.
Well, getting back to Haston, he says his high school coach, Bruce Slatton, and, of course, the general, Bob Knight, whom he still keeps in touch with. He texts Knight's wife. He says Coach Knight does not text. But that's how he keeps in touch with him. And it's And we got a foul here on Gilboy.
Well, you've got to roll the dice if you're Perry County now. You've got to really extend the defense, try to get some traps, and you've got to figure out who you're going to foul. I would have to say that, finding the right guy to foul could be a big factor, as we have Sandoval over there kind of in reserve, waiting for just the right time to get back in the game.
Second foul on Dill. It was actually on Taylor Dill. You like that beard on Gilboy, the Abe Lincoln look? Can you play center with that stovepipe hat?
I don't know.
2 free throws for Dalton Patterson. Hikes the lead back up to 7 for the Commanders.
At this stage of the game, it looks like first team to 30 wins. Perry County has a long way to go to get there, and with that spread offense, it may be in the 20s down into the last minute or two.
Here's Rhodes passing out of a triple team. They collapsed on him. Back inside to Rhodes. Kicks it out. Gilboy to Dill. Here's Rhodes again for 3. Off the mark. And a good tap back by Gilboy. Spin move by Tucker. And they'll call the foul. Good back tap by Matt Gilboy.
A great play there. Very smart.
Sorry, Perry County fans. 0 for 17 from the arc. But you're only down by 7. That's the good news. Hill was in trouble. Rhodes is going to keep shooting. From the lane, the floater is no good. Here comes Patterson trying to beat a double team, and he does.
You can't challenge that ball at midcourt.
And Tucker right back.
Cleve Harris showing a lot of disdain for that play, not getting back on defense.
So the lead's still 7. Dalton Patterson again dribbling in and out of traffic. Gill really tightens up the D. The pass underneath, Easton on the turn, and Allen Easton connects. Didn't get too fancy there. Hill the kick out. And Dill in traffic, and it's on Easton.
Well, if you're Friendship Christian, what you don't want is Perry County, who are down 9 points, to be able to score when the clock is stopped.
That is 4 on Easton, I believe. Well, they actually gave it to Patterson. Could have gone either way.
Easton, nice spin move here. Nice left hand. Jacob Tucker kind of lost sight of him for a moment. You got to keep the ball away from him down deep there.
And another free throw miss. That's been the other Achilles heel for Perry County tonight, and the deficit remains 9. And a foul on Tucker. That's 4 for him, guys. And all of a sudden, we got to start watching that. A lot of players in foul trouble. You got Hill and Tucker with 4, Sandoval with 4, Anderson and Hutchison with 3. As you mentioned, Dalton Patterson, an outstanding wide receiver. Averaged 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Just a really good athlete. Just over 3 steals a game.
Hats off to the Friendship Christian system. Their system has been good. They've played within it. They've controlled tempo. We talked at the top of the game here about how controlling the tempo was a big key to the game.
And it's largest lead of the game now, 11 for the Commanders. Cannon Rhodes better start feeling it soon. Another miss, 18th miss in 18 tries from the arc for Perry County. But a cutter was Rhodes, and he lost it out of bounds.
Little backdoor cut there. It wasn't quite open, but the ball skipped off a defender's hand and Cannon Rhodes' hand, and Friendship gets it back. Possessions become golden now for Friendship Christian.
Breaking the pressure, but Houston loses it to Tucker. Tucker trying to beat Anderson, goes head first, and they're going to call the offensive foul. Jacob Tucker took the direct route, and he's out of the game.
We'll maybe get a good angle on it here. Probably not the definition that you use in the rule book on taking a charge.
But you got to know you got 4 fouls, and pulling up might not have been the worst decision.
And he had a teammate too. So, but Jacob Tucker has historically been able to make that play, but chances of coming back with him out of the game right now very minuscule.
And his coach calls him a competitor that just doesn't take no for an answer, an unrelenting competitor. As you see the steal, but regaining it though was Dalton Patterson. There's the pressure by Perry County. Deflection, and it stays with Friendship Christian despite a good hustle play by Matt Gilboy.
The clock is definitely in Friendship Christian's favor now. 11-point lead, good athletes. They control the ball. Not many shots taken here down the stretch, probably.
Sandoval with 4 fouls, bottled up on the baseline, has it taken away. Cannon Rhodes loses it to Houston with the right hand, he misses. And Dill with the rebound, outlets to Rhodes. Rhodes taking it in, he's got it in the foul. So maybe that will ignite Cannon Rhodes. It's not too late.
No,
which leads to a little story about his father.
His father, in this very gymnasium, 1976, semifinal game against Knoxville Catholic, scored 17 straight points to bring his team from a 9-point deficit to a 6-7-point lead, and one of the great performances I've ever seen.
And Rhodes completes the 3-point play. So it's an 8-point deficit for the Vikings with plenty of time left, 3:17, even though we don't have a shot clock.
The defense has got to do it for Perry County.
They break the pressure. There's Watts, almost traveled.
No, traveled, almost got caught.
Yeah. Anderson breaking out of it, almost lost control. Trying to be kind there. The bounce pass to Fevers. Like a tractor trailer. Hill has it deflected away. Here's Sandoval on the wing. Houston finishes. So it's back to 10.
With a knock away from behind, and the ensuing basket may have done the trick.
Dill on the turnaround. Rebound Sandoval. Sandoval under duress, and they call the travel. Little Mary Kay there, maybe?
He drugged that foot there, yep.
14 turnovers for Friendship Christian. So just at 2.5 minutes to go, a 10-point game.
And the frenetic pace that we've encountered here.
And almost a turnover on the inbound. A little too much drama. Cannon Rhodes for 3, and he misses again. Great rebound by Gilboy. Rhodes pulls the trigger again. You knew it was finally going to happen at some point.
Sooner or later.
Well, they're 1 for 19 from 3-point range, and down only 7 on a steal. But it goes out of bounds, and it will go back to Friendship Christian. Getting a hand on it was Justin Edney.
Some great hustle plays by Friendship Christian in the open court.
But Cannon Rhodes does not give up. Sandoval down low. Gets the lead back up to 9. So some big possessions for Friendship Christian, Ronnie. They've converted on some big possessions here in the last couple of minutes.
They have, as the pace and tempo has increased in the game. Perry County has no margin for error. Certainly not giving up an easy layup shot like they gave up there to Sandoval.
And you know, if you're Kirk Haston, you got to keep the defensive pressure up. They have no choice because, again, there's no shot clock. So you've got to force the issue defensively.
Yeah, and the basket that Friendship Christian got right there seemed like a huge number, only 2 points, but the fact that the clock is now at 1:59 to go in the game, and that created the 9-point lead.
All right, you can purchase a DVD copy of any of the Division I or Division II Blue Cross Championship basketball games. Log on to TSSAA-network.com and look for the green Buy Now button. Do you think high school basketball will ever implement a shot clock of any kind?
No time soon. It's been out there for several years now. Not much. National Federation of High School Athletics have done some testing on it, and there's just not enough support to get that done.
The championship level, you maybe like to see it a little more, but
well, we'll have a college football playoff before we have a three-point.
Right. Still a great game. Drive and miss by Garrett Hill, and they can't afford Perry County to have any empty possessions. Dalton Patterson will go to the free throw line, courtesy of a Matt Gilboy foul.
Well, Dalton Patterson had the two-on-one break there, and it's 50-50 on whether you want to pull it out, use some clock, or pass it, or draw the foul. So if he makes the free throws, he made the right decision.
Double bonus now for Friendship Christian as Patterson misses the first. He's got 9, which is a lot in a game like this. Misses both. So another opportunity for the Vikings. Time is getting short. Cannon Rhodes from NBA range. Sandoval with the rebound, ripped away, and they're calling a tied-up ball. It'll stay with Perry County. So a great hustle play by Justin Edney as he ripped it away from Sandoval, or tried to. And Edney for 3. Justin Edney gets his team to within 6. And it's a 2-possession game. Anderson down to Heaston, in and out. Gilboy with the rebound and the outlet to Edney. Edney again for 3. Off the mark. They might have rushed that possession a little bit. Stolen away by Hill. Hill tied up. A little bit of a scramble here. Under a minute to go. Dill leaning in. Can't get the roll. It comes back out. Dill has it across. Edney, head fake. 4-3. Another offensive rebound. Dill tries a 3. Why not? And the long rebound this time by Dalton Patterson. Sandoval has it. Fouled from behind by Cannon Rhodes. And it's just been a frustrating night from the 3.
What's the move of the game here as Perry County's 3-point attempts were all kind of rushed a little bit.
Blue Cross Basketball Championship move of the game brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, promoting healthy and active lifestyles. Move of the game goes to Dalton Patterson with this beauty. So Dalton Patterson, you get the move of the game. First foul on Justin Edney. Still a 6-point game.
Cleve Harris is shaking his head. All he needs is one free throw, and he's pretty much, maybe mathematically.
5 for 9 for Friendship Christian, 3 for 9 for Perry County. In and out. They've missed 4 free throws, and Rhodes walked with that and didn't get called. So here's Dill. They've got to think 3. Here's Rhodes. He'll take that 3. It's blocked. Heaston with a nice block, stolen back by Hill, and they're going to call a foul on him apparently, which would be 5.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that call. I thought he was maybe had the ball and got bumped himself in the collision. Like to see that one again.
They're calling Heaston with the foul. I saw. There we go. So 17 seconds to go. Timeout called. Boy, a lot of opportunities for the Vikings. Their three-point shooting now is 2 for 26.
One of the lowest percentages I've ever witnessed. And Mark, I may have missed something there. I thought the officials pointed at Hill and called the foul on him, but you say it was on Houston.
That is apparently the indication.
Chest. All right, so get behind Garrett, 80 or Cannon, get it behind Garrett and for a pitch back, and let's get a quick three and we come back down. All right, we got to be up on them. They're going to give us a chance here. They're going to give us a chance.
Kirk Haston giving some last-second directions. 17.3 seconds to go, and you know Friendship Christian could have closed this out, but they missed their last 4 free throws.
Again, scoring while the clock is stopped is what Kirk Haston wants for the Vikings here, and but they're on that odd number with 2 free throws here.
Unless something crazy happens, it'll still be a 2-possession game. If Friendship Christian gets it back after 2 free throws made.
Now Kirk Haston told Gilboy something he wanted him to do here. Let's see what that was.
Friendship Christian has no timeouts left. There's the Fevers with the ball, and that might be the guy to foul. We'll see. So it's a 4-point game. And Austin DeFevers averaged 3 points a game, 3 rebounds. Has averaged 3.5 in this postseason. Cannon Rhodes picks up his 3rd foul.
The big center knocks it down.
Leave it to the big center. I was going to say to come through in the clutch.
Perry Cannon will try to come down and score quickly and call timeout.
It's a 6-point game, and now you got to think 3. Here's Hill, hands it off. Rhodes way downtown, off the mark, and with the rebound is Hunter Anderson. And with 6.5 seconds to go, he'll shoot 2.
And it looks like the 3rd championship for Friendship Christian this school year is going to be in the books in 6.5 seconds.
There's the Friendship Christian bench, understandably excited. Well, if you're Perry County, this one's going to burn for a while.
A lot of what could have been.
But a great season for the Vikings and Coach Haston. They just didn't shoot it very well. Just over 24%.
You know, when they jumped out to that 7-2 lead, did Perry County, and then from that point on, they hit the skids.
7-point game. Rhodes will pull up for 3. It's good, but that's it. And it's a championship hat trick for Friendship Christian. First football, then volleyball, and now they'll take home the golden ball for hoops. They prevail 38-34 over Perry County. It's a tight-knit community they have over there in Lebanon, the Friendship Christian Nation. Let's go to Chad with Coach Harris.
Coach, you're taking home your first state championship back to Friendship Christian. What does it feel like right now?
I got to be honest with you. I don't know what this feeling is. I never felt hard to be #1 in the state. All I know, I look back at those guys, and I'm so proud of those guys. This was good for them. They really earned this time.
How big is this for Friendship Christian, your first state title for boys basketball?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for Lebanon boys basketball. It's the first state title for any Lebanon team. We first crossed that by becoming the Final Four team. Now we're the state champions, man. I am fired up.
Absolutely, Coach, and you deserve to be. Go have fun. Enjoy this.
Thank you.
It's Coach Cleve Harris, guys. Very excited.
Great moment for Friendship Christian, to be sure. And they have known only victory for the most part this season with their sports team. So the amount of school spirit there must be just incredible. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will hand out the hardware. 38-34, Friendship Christian reigns in Class A here in Murfreesboro.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music.
I see spaceships. I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
Welcome back to Murphy Center. Friendship Christian celebrating its first basketball state championship, 38-34 over Perry County. And Ronnie, this was somewhat of a defensive game. It was not a great offensive game, but it was an exciting game. We kept waiting for Perry County to get into it offensively, but we never did. Before we talk about that, let's go to the PA and some of the awards being handed out. Mr. Basketball in the state championship.
11.5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists per game. He shoots 53% from the field, 38% from three-point land, and 74% from the free throw line. This year, he was named the regular season district MVP as well as the region tournament MVP. Alex was an all-district selection both as a freshman and a sophomore. He was also named to the region all-tournament team as a sophomore. Alex has scored over 1,200 points in his career and has 700 career rebounds. His head coach, Joe Lane. How about a big hand for our first finalist, Alex Fountain from Wartburg Central High School. And our second finalist, Martavius Newby from Booker T. Washington High School of Memphis. Martavius is 6'4" senior guard. He's a 4-year starter for the Warriors, averages 23.1 points a game, 7.2 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 3.4 steals per game. He was named the All-District, All-Metro, and All-State teams, and was named to the All-Tournament team in the Poplar Bluff Shootout. Martavius was named the MVP of the MIAA City Championship game this year. He was a finalist for the Mr. Basketball Award in 2011. His head coach, Fred T. Horton Jr. How about a big hand, our second finalist, Martavius Newby from Booker T. Washington High School. And our third finalist, Raphael Tyler from Lake County High School in Tiptonville. Raphael is a 5'11" senior guard, 4-year starter for the Falcons, averaging nearly 18 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and nearly 2 steals per contest. He shoots 47.8% from the field, 36% from behind the three-point arc, and 74% from the free throw line. This season, he was named the District 14 Class A MVP. Last year, he was named the MVP of both the region and the state tournament. Raphael has scored more than 2,000 points in his career. His head coach, Don Barger. How about a big hand for our third finalist, Raphael Tyler from Lake County High School. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2012 Class A Mr. Basketball winner is Martavius Newby from Booker T. Washington High School. Congratulations. How about a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, once again, our 2012 Mr. Basketball in Class A, Martavius Newby. All right, fans, on behalf of the TSSAA, we'd first like to recognize our competitors. Before we distribute our team trophies, we'd like to take a moment to thank some people who've helped to make this a successful tournament. Please help us, if you would now, ladies and gentlemen, to recognize the Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce, Middle Tennessee State University, and their staff for helping to host this tournament once again and making it an outstanding event. We'd also like to thank Action Pix TN, the official photographer of the TSSAA. You can purchase pictures from our state championship online at actionpixtn.com. We'd also like to thank Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, the Governor's Highway Safety Office, Tennessee Dairy Farmers, Rollins, Baptist Sports Medicine, Huff and Puff Trucking, Dixie Homecrafters, and Action Pix TN for their support of our basketball tournament. Our first award this evening goes to the cheerleading squad that has demonstrated outstanding sportsmanship during our tournament this week. The Spirit Award belongs to the cheerleaders from Perry County High School. The Viking cheerleaders doing a super job here this week. Congratulations. Presentation of the runner-up coach's plaque, and it belongs to head coach Kirk Haston from Perry County High School. A tremendous season this year. The Vikings finishing 30-5. A great week this week, coming up just a little shy this evening. And the presentation of the runner-up team trophy, and it belongs to the Vikings from Perry County High School. And now the presentation of the champion coach's plaque. Head coach Cleve Harris from Friendship Christian. State champion head coach here in 2012. And now the presentation of the gold ball, and it belongs to the Commanders from Friendship Christian School of Lebanon. Congratulations, 28-3 state champs in 2012.
Now this school knows how to celebrate. Friendship Christian taking home the prize for the state basketball championship after the school, as we mentioned, won in football and in volleyball. But again, Ronnie, that's the story here. Friendship Christian edging Perry County 38-34. Any quick final thoughts?
I think Cleve Harris developed a game plan. They followed it closely, kept the tempo like they had, and there you got it.
All right, that's it here from Murfreesboro. For our entire crew, we bid you farewell. A great championship weekend. Want to thank all the fans and everybody watching. We now join your regularly scheduled program already in progress.
Morrison, that time on the offensive glass.
The goal